And it wasn't a retro thing he was talking about. He was talking about all the pros he knew only had a few tools. It was the rookies that had all the big stuff. It's kind of like golf. I've made the point several times that these golfers, we did it with Milt, but I used to ask Doc O'Leary, to go find the worst club he could find. And one time I had to do it when we were at Milt's. I went to the pro shop and they had a bucket of old drivers. It was like a joke. And I picked the worst driver they could find. It was literally unraveling. It was an old persimmon head. It was warped. And it was melted on the backside. Somebody put a cigarette on it or something. And I think I found a bad ball. Didn't we find a sliced ball? And we found a sliced ball too, I think. Anyway, but the point was, put it down there, and he hit it straight and true. And then we got Bobby Schaefer to hit a ball with a piece of rope, right? Put a knot in a rope, knocked it over a house. Huh?
You did it too?
No, I didn't do it with the rope. Did I? Might have. I don't know. I forget. But the point is, actually, just to carry that further, when I first started golfing, I bought a starter set. It was a cheap little set. It wasn't even, the whole set wasn't the cost of what an average club is now. And, now I'm 4 sets into the game and, being more expensive, I'm just not playing any better. Actually, I have a theory that the worse clubs you have or the less clubs you have, the better you are, because you're more relying on kind of a touch or a feel. From years of playing baseball and stuff, I can throw a wadded up piece of paper into a trash can from across the room. That's that's a cool little skill. But when I was applying that to golf, I was playing pretty good. Then I started trying to listen to people and screwed it all up. So in your business, think about, don't take it for granted what it is that the people want of what you're selling. Talked about consultancy, and we're going to talk about this in the next ad. I helped the guy in the next ad is one of my favorites. It's one of the more simple ones. It looks like it was typeset by a gang of monkeys that broke into the lithographers. But the big thing was, after talking with the guy, well, I'm getting ahead of myself, but after talking with the guy, I figured out that what he was selling wasn't what the guys wanted. And one of the things they wanted, and he was dealing with chiropractors, was more time off. Maybe they didn't really know it, because everybody keeps thinking, if I only make more money, all my problems will go away. Now, if that's your market, if it's biz op, for example. If they're thinking, if I can make $100,000, I'll be the richest man on the block and everything will be fine, then that's how you got to sell it. Okay? Don't try to convince them that money isn't everything, because the guy that isn't going to try to convince them is going to clean your clock in the market.